Good evening, everybody. We'd like to thank Bill for getting us kicked off because we went 7 o'clock. So well done, buddy.
Yep, our credit goes to the Wolfman.
Yeah,
we would have been cracking on all night if it wasn't for you, Bill.
Yeah.
All good. Someone had to keep an eye on it.
And we'd like to welcome GB. Here he is.
Yep.
Hey, GB.
GB.
G'day, everyone.
Looks like it's cold where Gary is. He's got his...
A little bit cold. It's starting to get a bit fresh. 4 degrees, I think it is.
Yeah, geez.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see what it is here. Hold on a second,
17 here. Right now.
It is
So
15 degrees.
It
is 15 degrees for me here in the early morning of the 15th of June.
Pom built's in.
Excellent, Tommy. But like 17 degrees. Wow.
That's beautiful weather. Perfect.
It's freezing.
Cold on
I know.
anyone.
That's great stuff, man. 17 degrees in wintertime in Australia?
Queensland.
Queensland, yeah.
Queensland, yeah.
God's country.
GB, where are you at? Where are you, GB?
I'm in Melbourne, Victoria.
Okay, so you're way south. You're
Yes.
well. What? Oh, hey, Marcus is in the house.
Marcus is in.
Marcus.
Remember,
Or,
you
yeah,
better
well,
check
yeah,
it out.
it's morning.
Marcus.
It's morning in the Netherlands. So yes, good morning,
Yeah,
Marcus.
should be.
Jimmy,
Yep.
you've heard of Mexico? That's where he lives.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
you
but
guys
the
got
border-
yourself to the border jokes, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what state in America. Oh, I know. Is it Seattle that has all the rain and crap? And then it can be. They have 4 seasons, half hour.
Seattle, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Melbourne
Well,
is
So we
safe.
found out that
Don't like the weather,
Pennsylvania,
wait 15 minutes.
yes.
Pennsylvania is not in Texas.
No. Pennsylvania is in the east.
No,
It could go to Texas.
he's in Texas. And then he says, well, it's in Pennsylvania. That's right next to Texas, isn't it? And I said, no.
You're about a couple thousand miles off. Make it an even thousand.
19-hour drive it is.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah. But for you folks in Australia, that's what, a drive to the
Yeah,
supermarket, right?
We said that. We said, oh, just down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Dominic
Dominic.
too.
Dominic.
Dominic's in hobby
Hey,
time. Hey, hobby time.
Yeah.
We got the Netherlands, we got the United Kingdom. So you guys, you're going international, Jason. You're bringing everybody in.
Try on, mate. Try on.
Yeah, so the English are out of bed at the moment.
So anyway,
Tom got his computer.
yeah, I was gonna say, anybody, I know I keep beating the drum on this, but anybody keeping in touch with Wombat?
I sent him a message the other day, but he seems to be a busy man.
Okay, well, wish him the best and hoping to see him sometime.
Yeah, Scott's in.
Scott, hey, I was thinking. Now you're talking about South. Scott is.
He's in the
Ow.
gateway to the South Pole.
That's right, Tasmania. That's right.
Yeah, we
They
won't
have
talk about
penguins?
that.
They have penguins in Tasmania.
No,
Yeah.
they do, but they have great
Yeah.
surgeons. It's really got they
Yeah,
put on the
they-
set of the car.
Be careful there, because I'm Tasmanian.
Ah. Okay,
Now,
look,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this,
Group
guys.
brains.
Is Tasmania? I
Don't
know
say me
Tasmania is part of Australia, but do you guys like GB? Do you guys get jokes because you're an island off the main continent of Australia?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, all right.
It gets
All the time. Yeah.
Jimmy, Tasmanians are a very
as we say
close-knit
in-
community.
Australia is at the end of the world, but you can see it from there.
Oh, like
Wait,
Scott says they do have penguins there.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, you know what the definition of a Tasmanian virgin is?
No.
A sister who can run faster than brother.
Oh. Oh boy. Okay. All right. We're having
Yeah,
fun here.
I'm going to say we're not that close.
Nah, very good. She's fit.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta ditch the
Yeah,
the
you're right,
pork pie
buddy.
hat for a moment. I gotta cool the old dome.
Look at that. Bill just
The coffee's putting my core temperature up.
cuddling Morford.
Yep. And
So
my
what's
fur
new in
babies.
so what's new in the modeling world
What
for
time is it
everybody
where
on
you are at the
screen?
moment?
Who?
Everybody, what's going on? What's new? What's happening?
Oh, no,
I know
Jeff
what you're
Rowe
doing,
asked.
Jason.
Jeff Rowe asked. I think he's frozen. I'm not sure. No, his lips moved.
No, he's there.
What time is it?
I said, what time is it where you are, Jim? I've forgotten what time you normally get up to
It's
do.
5 minutes after 4 a.m.
So 5 minutes after Sparrow's fart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, this time works a lot better for me than say starting at when we used to start up at 1 or 2 in the morning for me.
Yeah.
Because then I would try to go back to sleep. Now this is 4 a.m. is often when I wake up in the morning normally.
Okay.
My sleep
Because-
schedules are all
Because why I
shot
asked,
to
I was
hell
wondering why you
because
had
I
the
stopped
why
working.
your head was so.
No, this thing
I was
this pork pie hat's meant for winter. This is a warmer hat. This one really heats up the dome. So I need a straw version of it or something. You know, like a Panama
Yeah.
Jack kind of
If there's-
hat or something like that.
Yeah, you don't wear an Akuba
Oh,
Yeah, I reckon
Over
you should
here.
refresh your connection, Jeff Rowe.
I'm moving.
well, anyway, it's good to see
What are
everyone.
you building, GB? We'll start with you, mate.
Okay. All right. Just finished winding up this guy. So this guy is completely finished.
Oh, he's got the black gloves on.
Yeah, I don't want to get finger marks over. I've just had tea.
Okay.
So I had chicken schnitzel, so oily. So that's that.
Very
That
nice,
done.
mate.
Nice
Thank
work.
you. Thank you. So that's that done, and I'm just starting on my new project for the Melbourne Model Expo for next year. So this is a Honda Civic. Just ready to start that.
Right.
Type R.
This is a Zoom on kit. It's
Okay.
a full resin kit.
Yeah, but it's a Type R Civic, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So got to figure out
Eric,
what all these parts are going to be, and because with these Zoom on kits, full resin kits, all you get is just 2 pieces of paper. That's all you get.
okay.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
you'll need
so
the
that's all
service
you get.
manual.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
just about to say you need to know your parts.
Yeah, exactly. So updating to do. So colours of which one and just went to the Model Expo
Yeah, good to go,
last
mate.
week.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I probably could have entered some
Okay.
models there actually, because there wasn't a hell of a lot in cars, so it was all mainly planes and tanks. So
And so it should
probably. But yeah, that's what I've been doing basically. I've got 2 weeks off now, so 2 weeks off work. So I'm going to stay home, concentrate. While nobody's at home, I can just get my head in this model build, and hopefully it comes out mint.
be. Oh, very good, mate. Well done. I'd also like to congratulate you, mate, on some of your videos like that spray can versus the airbrush. That was a great tip to everybody, you know.
Thank you.
Your
Thank you.
airbrush is really where it's at.
Yes.
but-
Yes.
You know, that was especially for cars.
Yep.
You do get that professional finish.
Yes, I definitely do. I consider probably rattle cans. Probably is where a beginner would want to start from, and then probably after a while is probably ditch the rattle cans because they're just a waste of money, and you don't stay in control with rattle cams. Put it that way.
But your videos are really good, mate, and it's been good watching them. So, but just make sure they don't go bloody private, you idiot.
Well, Jason, I have to blame my editor for that, and that's my son. He does all
Okay,
the
let's
editing.
Right,
So
call him up. Let's go.
He won't come
well
in
done,
here.
mate, but, really, really well done. Good content.
Thank
really
you.
enjoying it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, mate. So we've got a few more in. We've got heaps in. We've got Little History. We've got Harry. We've had and Dom's back there, so and that Jim Aldergott bloke just can't stop typing.
No.
It's the caffeine.
It's all. So what is the altar got wine? Altar got a priest? Altar got what? Altar got it now. But we'll go to Bilge, who is looking very intense there. I'm very interested to see his ship he's got in the background there on the left.
You're right.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. My left. Yeah.
Ah, yes, the keel.
Yeah, no, I dragged it out of the shed because it needed saving. But on the same note, I was kind of hoping that Marcus would be on tonight
He's there.
in the chat.
He's in the chat.
Because this morning I really gave him a bad case of PTSD with the slideshow of my Bismarck showing all the photo etch that completely covers it. But yeah, this is another timber build that I have in the works.
Blimey.
And it's the Victory.
I was about to mention that. It looks like the Victory. Yeah.
Just a little build, just a little plank on frame that I'm going to do.
You call that a little build?
Yeah, just something you're doing in your spare time.
You should see his Black Pearl and a few others he's done, mate. Oh.
Yeah, just something to tie me over for the next 10, 15 years.
And on your left shoulder, I see a great looking item.
What?
I see a great looking item on your left there.
Oh, hang on, let me find my hammer.
Nah, don't hit the ship. Look at that mighty Parramatta Eels Cup there up in there, just proudly displayed.
No, I'm going to swap it around. I was going to swap it around.
Hey.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah, so is that the busy there on your left?
No, that's Arizona.
No, it's hard to tell. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Ozscale Modeling's Arizona.
Okay, very good.
Reassembling after its epic journey.
Yeah.
Yes, but besides that, work. Weekend was busy with chores and doing driveway repairs and stuff like that. So yeah, now's my time to do some tinkering in the shop.
Excellent, and I love how you decorated the wall behind you. That is just
mate, I've pulled a lot of stuff down because I need the magnets for other things.
Oh no, I'm talking Wombat's only sticker. The only thing on the wall is Wombat sticker.
All my other stickers are in the old workshop. I've got no replacements. So I've got Ice Queen, I've got Monkey, I've got Nige, I've got yours, I've got Icky Stickies. But they're all in the old workshop on an old cupboard that I just don't have the room to bring over here. Because if I was to put the old workbench in here, I wouldn't be able to open the fragging door.
Yeah. Well, bloody awesome work. Here we go. We'll go to young Jeffro, and he's got awesome news for everybody. While we're yawning, or eating, I don't know what he's doing.
The wife made curry tonight. That was the big news. We bought a camper trailer today. That was big news.
All right. Good for
For
you.
years and years and years, I've always said, no, I'm going to sleep like a hobo under a tarp on a stretcher bed. But
Moving up in the world.
Oh yeah.
Gone from the hill
crazy,
to the
and so we went to a camping show and we bought a demo model of a trailer. I've never seen a camper trailer that I liked, and it's not a big thing. It's only like a box trailer size, but it's got lots of stuff on it, and it's got a tent on the top of it, and it looked really better than anything I'd ever seen. So, yeah, went stupid. So we pick it up next month.
It's
So
a,
that's
it's a
kind of
good
cool.
looking bit of kit.
You will enjoy it when you
Yeah,
go out and not only that, but you know the missus might actually want to come and hang out with you when you go on your adventures now.
Mad keen. We're going to Lightning Ridge next. We were going to Lightning Ridge next month, but he's got to take it to another show before he can deliver it to us, another camping show. So that'll be in early August. So we thought, okay, well, bugger it. We'll go to Lightning Ridge after we get it. There's not much point in going to Lightning Ridge for
Yeah, no, fair call.
2 weeks in a tent when we can wait. No, she'll go more often, especially now that we've got this, because when your wife's a vegan and when it's winter and we eat different things and she wears a lot of stuff in winter, you need a lot of room, and it's every square inch of space.
Yeah, I've travelled with
Space
family
is
before.
taken up in the
I know
unit. Now we're going to have heaps of room. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Other
Sometimes
than
you just
that,
need to accommodate others.
sorry.
Sometimes you just need to accommodate others and just take the bare minimum for yourself.
Yeah. Oh well. I usually go camping with my mate. I'm going. She's got work to do. She's got a couple of different jobs, and she needs weeks and weeks notice before she can go. So she doesn't care. She's glad to get rid of me for a few days anytime I want to go. But you know, we've sort of had issues. A little bit like you. We can't really leave the dog, and this time we can actually take the dog as well. So that's kind of a big thing. Anyway, this is a modelling show apparently. Hey?
I'd like to share with everybody this piece of footage.
Here we go.
Oh God.
And where's the volume? Where's the volume? Hang on.
Nothing like being prepared.
Oh, well, it won't give me volume on it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, Jason. Yeah, it's really.
It will
Any
not
of
give me
you-
volume for some reason.
And if you lip readers out there, your services would be needed right now.
What's he saying? Oh, he's saying, well done. Thanks for
You
spending
want-
money with me, son.
You want to know the best thing about it, Jason, is the man comes from South Africa.
Oh, he's from South Africa. He's a brother, eh? The Kappas won the other night.
Yes.
Last night, I tell you what, I was very disappointed, eh?
We had a great time conversing. It was very entertaining.
I tell you what, Australia got beaten by South Africa last night. I was very disappointed. The boys went down.
Sorry,
Oh, my God.
It's a,
The noggin.
it was a great.
Right, we're going all the way to USA to...
Hang on.
Hang on.
I haven't finished yet.
Back to Jeff, bro.
Oh, okay, hang on. He hasn't finished.
I'll keep trying to say. Apparently, this is a modelling show. So the only thing I've been doing finishing touches to my king tiger. So that's his head earlier. So I haven't quite finished it yet, but I'm kind of working on that. I've just got to put mud, and I've got to finish the figure, and I put the mud on the packs and shit like that, and put the hatches on. Otherwise, that's another one knocked over.
That's looking very nice.
Yeah, it's
the early production turret you got on there, Jeffro.
I think
They
it's
call
good.
that they call that the Porsche turret, as popular history calls it. It's the first 50
Correct.
Tigers had
Yeah.
that turret put on there.
It's a major coup that I actually got to finish this, because it's been sitting on my to finish shelf for about the last 6 years until I got around to getting some tracks, some good tracks, and so I got some 2 model tracks and finished those, and finally I've
You said
finally
about
got around
6
to
years, was it? 6 years.
finishing it. At least 6 years, probably.
At least 6 years. Did you hear that, boys?
Yep,
Okay.
I
Over
heard it.
6 years.
I heard it.
Right. Well, that'll be the end of that discussion, won't it now?
No.
I've got builds that are pushing on 10 years old, so I'm not going to pick on him.
Yeah, oh, no, you brought up a tank and an ASLAB and a few other things I haven't finished yet, have we?
No comment.
Hey, there we go. Good to see you, Jimmy. You're a pleasant human being. Thank you. You're a very nice man.
Well, thank you, Jason. I don't know if I deserve those compliments, but I'll
Well,
take
you
them.
do, young man.
So thank you. You're a very kind man. What have I been
Oh, God,
doing?
yes.
Well, this is what I've been doing. This is the B5N2 Nakajima torpedo bomber
Very nice.
in Pearl
Looking fresh.
Harbor paint scheme. This is on the carrier Shokaku.
Yes, you.
Carry general purpose bombs on the bottom. But I've been working on this for a few months now, and getting there. Got the landing gear to put on. Got the paint scheme on. I really like it. It looks great. I'm very, very happy with the way this turned out. Got a gloss coat on here right now, but I got couldn't put a semi-flat coat across the whole thing. Start weathering it, beating it up.
Okay.
This has been coming along very, very well. It's an old model. This is the box. The manufacturer is a company called Nitimo, and this kit was tooled back in 1972. So this is an oldie but a goodie. And it's been a bit of a hassle to build, but I'm enjoying every moment of the journey. And
nice work there, Paul.
I'm
tell
sorry?
you what,
What's that, GB?
Nice work there. Like the
Thank
colours.
you. Thank you. Yeah. You know, this is two combinations of green. It's a real dark green, and then I took a slightly lighter shade of the same, like a Japanese navy green, and I just sprayed it on, modeled it with the airbrush.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it came out beautifully. I didn't realize how good this looked until a friend of mine, my best mate, lives upstairs. I had him take a look at this thing, and he says, "Wow, you really hit it with the modeling camouflage." And then he showed me what you know, and I was like, "You're right. I didn't realize how good I got it." So that was
mate, and that front cowling looks stunning and crisp. Well done.
Yeah. Well, this is not what I was originally going to make this thing. It was going to be all this on the top with the gray just on the bottom. But I decided to build this because I was watching a podcast I tune into called the Unauthorized History of the Pacific War podcast, a long name. And in it they had some combat footage shot from an aircraft during the Pearl Harbor raid, a Japanese aircraft. And this airplane, not this particular marking, but the airplane in this camo scheme was flying right alongside it. So I said, okay, that's it. That's the one I'm going to make. Now I've got, the one I want to build. Because I had like 3 or 4 options in the kit instructions. I decided on that one. So that's what I've been doing. Jason, I did put some images. I did send you some images for Jethro. Just wanted to show him a couple of German AFVs that I've built in my past for him to take a look at. So if you want to put those up now or later or whatever, or just forward them to him.
We'll move
Appreciate that, Jim.
I got a king tiger and an elephant.
Excellent.
And my elephant never forgets.
And I'll go get the lasagna out the oven. Paul can entertain you for a bit, and then I'll come back, and then I'll open up the email.
Right. Yep. What do you, Paul?
Paul, tell us what you've been doing.
I'm still working on the Frankenstein.
Yep.
And the body's getting there. So another Mustang kid had to die, so
wow, nice. Are all those body panels sheet plastic or from other cars?
the rear quarters are from a donor kit, and everything else is plastic, sheet plastic.
Wow, nice. Very nice. You are the Australian version of George Barris.
Oh, I think he was a bit neater than me. Doesn't want to go on.
That really looks cool, Paul. My compliments.
The Jag is done.
Yeah, it's looking very nice.
I just got a 2K it now.
Yeah.
Ooh, ah.
Bye, mate.
Oh, sorry, Griff. Done it again. Stepped on your head.
So that's where I'm up to. And Jason's left me on full screen.
Well, looks like you're going to have to entertain us, Paul.
Well, just talk amongst yourself then.
Yeah, talk amongst
You were
yourselves.
asking about the channel that Tim was talking about.
Sauce.
That particular episode, Jim, was that from a long time ago? Because
No,
geez, they're a long way further than Pearl Harbor by
No.
now.
no. This was only a couple of weeks ago because there's a new partnership there on the channel. It's Seth Paradin is the owner of the channel. It's his baby. But the second man is now the historian John Parshall, who wrote the book Shattered Sword, and he knows a lot about the Japanese side of the Battle of Midway, and they were revisiting because what happened was that the Japanese brought along some camera crewmen for the raid. They were on board a couple of carriers, and one of them flew the Pearl Harbor mission in another torpedo bomber because there's room for a third person inside those things, and that's how a lot of that footage you see from the raid was produced from the Japanese side. I mean,
but it is a really good.
I've been listening to watching a lot of YouTube lately, so I've kind of lost track of their podcast. So I haven't seen their podcast for a while.
Yeah. Well, you look for stuff that they posted over the last month or so, Jeffro, and you'll find out. You'll find it in there. So it's a couple hours. It's not a short episode. It's about 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I can listen to John Marshall all the time.
Podcast. I'm currently listening on audiobook to a book called Silver Waterfall.
Okay.
About the Battle of Midway. It's really good. Yeah, it's a good book. Yeah, really interesting.
And who wrote the book?
From what I recall, the Shokaku it doesn't end well for the Shokaku, I have to tell you.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote the book.
How's lasagna?
Good. Yeah, it's cooked, so it's just settling now. So, yep.
And Marcus, the colour is called Vermilion Fire.
Same thing. Typical Falcon, typical Ford. Always fucking should be burnt.
How's that pickup truck coming along, Jason?
Yeah, typical thing doesn't go. Where am I up to? Oh, I've done some sanding, but I'll show you that in a bit. So,
yeah, I'm still on full screen, Jason.
I can see that, mate.
Yeah, I thought you were going to show something then.
Oh no, we're waiting to hear. You got any more or what?
Any more grandkids on the way?
No. The latest one arrived on the 13th.
Congratulations.
And the name?
Wow.
The name is Sebastian Paul.
All right, Sebastian. Wow. Very sophisticated. I like that.
So, do you love Sebastian as much as you love modelling?
Yeah.
Obviously not, because he was just an afterthought, and you bought up a bloody Falcon. Hey, Sebastian! Look at that boy.
Hey, man.
Oh, look at him. He's going to be smart. He's going, that can't be my grandfather. That can't be my grandfather. Oh, shit. Disappointment. Oh.
Yeah, put me back.
No, he looking him in the eyes. He's going, oh, shit. The world's full of disappointment. Love your loss, big fella. You know that.
Yeah, it's all fun.
Who wants to go to the stage there? Yeah.
I think we've gone through everybody. You're next.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, Buck.
Yeah.
Chunk's in the,
So
Chunk's in the house.
all right, show us your lasagna.
Hey, John.
The lasagna's out in the kitchen, Jeffrey. it's that way.
Well, you've got to show us what you've been making.
Oh, okay, rightio. So work I've done so far.
You haven't had lasagna until you've had L'Italian as lasagna.
Right. So I've started sanding back that, doing little highlights in there, throwing a bit of weathering in there, and I'll be bringing that blue through the silver on that. Right. Okay.
That's some good Ford quality product there, Jason.
Thanks, mate. The bane of my existence, I finished it finally. It took me 2 nights at 3 hours at a go.
Oh, the grill. Okay, nice.
So all those
Okay.
banes,
Yes. Very good. Very good. Congratulations, man. That really
I
Oh,
put
yeah.
it kind of got to work to clean up the back. But that
Jason,
was 6 hours.
it's a pain in the ass, but what you did was you just upped the detail value on your kit by 1,000%. That photo etch is going to make it. That's
don't
way
take
better
all those
than
bugs out of the grill.
So moving right along.
That looks awesome. Good for
It's
you.
going to happen now. The first day out, you're going to hit a kangaroo and bugger the whole thing up.
As I showed, I've weathered or pre-weathered inside in here where the dust would gather
Yeah.
and sand, and like at the back of the gearbox there, I've done some pre-weathering there because I'm going through painting. I'm like, oh, I want to get hold of that now. So I'll be throwing here, there, and there. A bit of the RAL 8020 and the mixture I've got made up between these two here, Mr. Hobby and the DAC. So
Yeah, I like that combination. I've got to do that myself. I've got a North Africa vehicle to paint. Thanks for bringing that up. I got to add some yellow to my desert yellow.
Yeah, RALM 04.
Yeah, the 04.
And XF
93. Yeah.
Which gives you this result. And I've done some weathering on this already, but
on the wheels. Yeah, looks good. You know,
Okay.
the thing is with that stuff, Jason, it really is better to go subtle, because with chipping fluid, I don't know what are you using? Are you using hairspray or chipping fluid?
so over the years I use both. I do a mixture of both. So where I want my lighter weathering, I will use the hairspray. So with the rim here, I go around it with a hairspray, but I put the hairspray in the airbrush. And
Oh, you decant it. Okay. All
I
right.
decant it, yeah. So I get a better control of where
Nice.
I want my weathering to go. And with my chipping fluid, well, that comes with a brush, and you just put that where the general area.
Right.
And then I do my painting on top of that. So they're ready to go, basically, because I throw my
what I'm saying is that it seems like chipping fluid is. I love it and I hate it because it can, you can take the time and apply it just right or what I'm told to do the right way, and then it can just take a shitload of paint off and ruin the whole effect, and then I got to start all over again.
So
less is better. Building up slowly is better.
Look, that color you mixed up, Buff, looks very, very familiar, like similar to your German dark yellow.
it's close, but it's not. In a way.
I thought, okay.
So I've just got a few paintbrushes to choose from.
What about yellow brown then?
So what I use is things.
Would it be closer to your yellow brown?
Yeah, very close. So I'll use stuff like that for putting on chipping fluid. Why? Because I want my chipping fluid to be exactly where I want, and a little brush like that will not.
I spray it on with an airbrush.
Yeah, I want it exactly where I want it. Now, this is not a modeling brush. I've got a set of these. It is a
Navy grey.
Oh, nail brush. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a 9mm, that's a 15mm, 18mm, 12mm, and a 6mm. So yeah, I use a 6mm. Where are we? There we go. Instead of putting it back. So I've got 2 of these containers of brushes. So this is the 6mm.
You got me guessing now, Buff.
So that's what I use, and I do my combination with. But again, that's all. That came after, like, as I said, 50 odd years of modelling. So you've got to black.
Green.
That's what I was lucky with that. Another one I like to use for light weathering is salt water. I love using salt water.
Well, you got plenty of that surrounded in Australia.
Yeah, we got it. So I've got a few wheels here. I haven't put my colours on them yet.
No.
Very nice.
Right.
So
Very, very nice. Yeah.
Oh, I think I might have found it.
Part of that. The unboxing was, well, I was thankful to Andrew, and I did do that unboxing, so I did. Not to him, but I just thought it's the right thing to do.
What about your German grey green, Buff? How close is that?
Hang on, mate. What, grey green?
Yeah, German grey green.
I would put it, as an educated guess, about 5 shades off it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between your yellow, brown, and grey green, that's probably as close as I could get.
Yeah. So, with the yellow brown, I would. Hang on, I'll bring you up here. Have you got it there, mate? You got a hold of it?
Oh, so you want the grey green?
Bring it up. Yeah. So no, the yellow brown.
Yellow brown.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
let's get a little light on that. Yeah.
So
that looks
turn
good.
it dark, ass up. Rightio. What
There
you
you
do
go.
with that?
And that's your grey green.
Yeah, it was my grey green. Yeah. So, with the yellow brown, what you do is you go the outlaw yellow.
Yep.
And you add, for every 5mm, 1mm of yellow.
Yep.
To the yellow brown, and you will get more to those rims I showed you.
5 to 1. 5 to 1.
Yellow brown.
Yep. 5mm of yellow brown, 1mm yellow.
Hey, Bill, I didn't know you had writing material and writing utensils on that island you're cast away on.
I didn't know he could write.
Dipped in tar.
Obviously, he doesn't have any razors or shaving equipment.
Jace, if I could ask you a question.
I want to use the German yellow, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 04
No.
RLM.
No. Sorry, mate. Sorry, JB. You want to use the yellow.
Yellow. Right.
Like the
Yellow,
real
yellow.
like solid yellow. Not the German yellow, solid
That
yellow.
one.
Yeah, that's the one you're after.
Okay,
Yep.
so 1mm of that to 5mm.
Yep.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jace. Did you get
You're
the 1/200 scale trumpeter Yamato?
Yeah, it's sitting down here.
Okay, have you made a start on it, or?
No, mate. No, not yet. But so right here on the right hand side is the Yamato, 1200 Panic, Hornet, 1200 Arizona, the 1200 Missouri,
Jason has the greatest unbuilt fleet of 1/200 scale models ever.
Yeah, so I've got a few of them, and I've got the Man of War over there behind me, the big Revell one that the wife bought me. It's sitting over behind there. I've got the 172 door over there, the big gun. I've got the 172 door over there. If you watch that video, I put up the first one, you'll see I did a tour of the
Jason. Harry's got a question in the comments there. He's asking about that RLM color.
RLM04. RLM04. More on that. Is it called RMO4, Harry? It's 8020. It's RLM 8020 is the one, because I spoke to this guy, and I'll just bring him up. I've been chatting to him in.
I think you mean RAL 8020, not RAL.
Yeah, RAL. Yeah, RAL.
Yeah.
So there's a guy called Camouflage Paints, and where are they? Here, I'm just trying to work out what country. In the Czech Republic. Now he actually does 1-to-1 scale. Like he's got everything, and you can go to their site and it'll convert it to English from Czech or whatever they, and he's got the original, and he didn't say how he got them, but so yeah, the Outlaw Yellow, Harry, but he's got from the British Army, the German, and some American stuff, but he has some of the original paint, and he was able to replicate these for the real 1-to-1. He's even got your canteen colors, like the original paint for that. Yeah. And I racked his brain ages ago, and I got some codes, and I got more information on what I was looking at. So, and I never really got to go right into them and produce that because of circumstances, but that's okay. And I had to do, I used what information he gave me to develop the personal use now, what you see there. So, yeah, just using what I had. So.
Yeah. Well, I like the use of the yellow. I like the use of the yellow because I too have that Tamiya color you're using, the XF93. And when I lightened it, when I painted a different vehicle, I went with white, and it didn't do anything for it. It in fact it kind of it looked pretty blah.
Yeah,
the yellow will give it some warmth.
It'll turn it beige.
White, yeah, it just looks like crap. It's all wrong. It's all bad.
Whereas you got, and it doesn't make me a hero, I think, but then you got that.
No, that looks great. That is. See, I'm building Rommel's half track that little communications vehicle he tooled around in North Africa in that little Grief or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's getting to the point where I'm going to start painting it, and I'm looking around for what kind of colors I've got that's close to what was used, and I'm not very good anyway. I have a problem with judging tonal values in colors. You could call it color blindness, but I often turn to other people for help when it comes to mixing colors. Nice model, Bill. Nice.
That's what I want color for, because I want to do it in Africa.
We've all done that at some stage, Bill.
That's what my grandfather was up against.
See, Marcus.
Later, Marcus. I know you're going to Michelle's live. Enjoy.
Same time, same next week.
That Hornet, is that during the Doolittle raid or post Doolittle raid?
I'm sorry?
He's not listening.
He's got a Hornet.
You.
What, you're talking about the carrier?
That is before that is the Doolittle raid.
Yeah, but is it is your model through
Hang on, Jeff, are you breaking up?
in the
Nope.
is
Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat, Jeffro. Type in your question in the chat.
That's ridiculous.
I know, but I do it all the time. USS Hornet was painted pretty much the same from the day she was launched to the day she was sunk.
I'm calling you. Hang on, come again.
I guess that's another way of saying huzzah.
Jeff's answering service. Could you bring the phone to Jeff, please? Yep. I'll get him one way or bloody another. I'll track him down.
You're going to have to translate what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'd like to know your question was something about Doolittle Raid and Marceau. Oh, geez.
I just want to know if you have 25 have the usual.
No, I've just got the usual, but I have a order for the 25 in a shopping cart somewhere.
Awesome.
He hung up the prick.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear you twice anymore.
That's funny. Oh, Jimmy's gone.
Yeah, mine got cut off too.
Jimmy.
No, I'm
Hey,
here.
back on.
Just went to reload my coffee. That's all. Jeffro, I don't know if you heard me say this before, but the USS Hornet, if you're concerned about, if your question is regarding how she looked as far as paint and colors, she looked pretty much the same from the day she was launched to the day she was sunk. Hornet didn't even last a year in service.
Yeah, no, I just
he
wanted
was
to know
asking about the
Only a few
bombers,
months, wasn't it?
the Mitchells that were sitting on top of it.
if it had a hole.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did the kit come with that?
Oh,
Or
I
did
see.
they
My
not?
bad. My bad.
No, all good. And then I said they did not come with that, but I have 25. I've got about 30 or something of them sitting in a shopping cart somewhere. So
Okay. Yeah, that's the
because I
popular.
wanted it to be part of
Yeah.
the Doodle, like the Doolittle Raid. That one really flood the decks.
That's the popular vision of the USS
Doodle
Hornet
Raid.
with the B-25s lashed to the deck. Yeah.
So
Doodle.
I do have in one of those drawers over the back there somewhere. I have 6 meters of LED wiring ready to go for it. I have 1 millimeter, 1.5, 2 millimeter, 2.5, and 3 millimeter LEDs because you'll be able to see inside.
So you're having the hangar doors open.
And inside 4 and a half. So yeah, that's all part of it prepared. So there's a lot of things here, like with the Titanic. I'm waiting on a few things before I go on with it. I'm all prepared to just put about half a dozen kids. So when I take them on, I don't have to go, oh, I'll buy that for it, I'll buy that for it, I will wait for that. I can just move on up.
Is that is that the 1/200 scale trumpeter Titanic you're talking about?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got that one. Did you ditch the lighting altogether? They came with
No.
the kit?
No, that lighting can go to hell. That's shit lighting.
Yeah.
So this is the scale decks. I paid nearly $1,000 for the
Right.
$1,000 US for that.
Yeah.
And now.
That's
Over here.
a lot of
So-
bickies.
Hey?
That's a lot of bickies, that one.
Oh yeah.
I'm smoking, so he's got a lot of spare money.
Point.
So
Point.
I've got that one there,
Ah, yes. Yep.
right, which I paid extra for. I've also got that one there,
Yeah, that's the one I got. I got that one.
and around here somewhere. Where is it? So I've also got the one that's there's the model ship company in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got the after like all the interior photo etch for all the rooms. I've got the Marconi wireless antennas and that. They
Yep.
cost me $400. So
Does that Marconi wireless set include the iceberg detector set that they had on board too?
no, that's just the wireless.
Detector set.
It's just the antenna that ran across. It is here somewhere. Where are you?
Well, in the meantime, Paul's out of contact. We don't know what happened to him.
I think something flashed across the screen. He was loss of power or something like that. I think
Okay.
Yeah.
He had just
So
poured
this
a drink.
Marconi thing, it
Yeah, he
comes
forgot
in
to pay the electricity bill.
so it comes in a box about 30, 40.
There he
There he is. Right, there he was.
No, he
Oh,
wasn't.
I am. No, my daughter rang.
Oh, I
very
thought it
good.
came across the screen. You lost power.
No.
But hey Matt, welcome back.
But yeah, I've
Good to
been.
see you,
I started that Titanic one probably about 2.5 years ago, and I think I'm only halfway into it. So it's been sitting up top for about 2 years.
I've got all this to go in that. Is it up here? Maybe up here. So this is some of it. Ready to go.
Yep.
All the fibre optics.
Okay.
Well, let me know if you need some more, Jason.
Thank you, mate. Yep, I'll have as many as you got.
I got a 100-meter roll.
Thank you. That'll do. That'll get the.
I'll get it set up to you.
I've got 2 fibre optic projectors, and I've got a PCB board for it. Shit's falling down everywhere.
So the fibre optic, you're just going to channel that through the all the holes in the hull, yeah?
Yep, and I've got the micro LEDs and a separate PCB board to illuminate the dining rooms, and all different decks. Because with Titanic, it was like anything. If you were first class, it was bright as the sun. If you were down the bottom, you might as well just walked in the dark.
Yeah. Yep.
So the PCB board, which is made in Tasmania, for me,
Might work.
press the button and it'll light to the correct amperage on each LED.
Okay.
That included on that PCB is a sound card with her leaving Belfast,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
an initial, shove off.
Yep.
Also,
Shove off.
that it's called shoving off,
I know.
and it's also got some audio from the Titanic itself. It has a whistle. It has her blowing a storm, like letting go of the funnels.
Yep.
So you press a button, and I've got these things.
Thank God his modelling room's not that big.
So in here,
I wish mine was that big.
these create steam for each funnel, all 3.
Oh, yep. Yep.
And that comes with their own PCB board, and it's got a sound card on it as well.
Okay.
So I've got all them ready to go.
Okay. That,
Do you have a
that
1/200
reminds me.
scale of Kate Winslet laying on a lounge?
I've got Kate and Mayo in there somewhere.
That kind of reminds me of the 1/200 scale die-cast one, Jace, that I think it's Hatchet brought out.
Yep.
Where you get you see the engine actually spinning around, you see the smoke coming out.
One of the boys on Hobby Time Live was actually building that one ages ago.
Yep. Okay.
These are where
I'm
are
gonna
these
say-
little buggers? These.
Ooh,
Surprised Nigel hasn't got it.
Okay.
So I've got quite a lot of them. There's about another 50 bags of these. So
Yeah.
and I've got
I mean,
Got a lot for it, Jace.
Mechanic was famous for what happened to her, but you know, why don't they've got the moulding? It wouldn't take much to change it. Why don't they bring out the Botanic? Because
What is that, Jace?
you know,
so what this does is when you're setting up your LEDs, you can adjust the power supply to the voltage to each.
Ah, right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what that is. So plug
And
those
also
motors
comes in
in
handy to
and,
contact the mothership.
yeah. So
Right. Okay.
The
I'm just,
will all that wiring fit within the ship itself? My God, it looks like you can have miles of it.
yeah, I've already got somewhere in this room. I've already done the schematics where everything's going. And wiring wise, I printed out the instructions again, and on each where in the hole, and as it gets built up, you've got the cutaways. So I was working out where that went. So
Have you got the rigging for it, Jace?
Yeah.
Which way the rigging's got to go?
Yep, I've got all that.
Okay.
Bub, my wife and I
I
went
could give
to
you
the
real
Titanic.
detailed rigging if you wanted it, Buff.
Very good, I'll take it. We went to the Titanic exhibition. I'm trying to think what Titanic museum in the States I contacted, and I got some detailed stuff from them. But
Yeah,
this
they
is the
had
stuff-
one in Melbourne, the Titanic Expo, and I went to that.
Yeah, that might have been the one that came up to Brisbane. This
Okay.
is my little table saw.
Oh, yeah.
So, and my
Almighty.
spark sander. That goes up in there.
As you know, I've got the Hachette plank on frame one,
Yep.
1/200 Titanic, and they give you a
Okay.
real detailed layout of all the rigging for it.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So, but I have 1,700 crew and passengers in one of the drawers there. So
Yep.
3D.
Or do you have
so-
them in? Do you have them in happy mode like Bon Voyage, or do you have them in panic mode like this bloody ship is sinking?
I've got them in. Nothing's going to happen mode.
Ah, okay.
It's we're unsinkable mode.
Yeah, right, unsinkable, right? Yep, that's
The
it.
day
That's-
before the catastrophic night.
yeah.
I've got my library over here on my Titanic stuff.
Yeah.
How long have I been putting this together? 5 years now. So accumulating everything for it. So
Yeah,
It sounds like you thought of everything for it.
You think the lighting kit probably costs more than the model itself? I mean, all the stuff you've accumulated.
oh, absolutely. Well, the photo etch alone is close on $2,000. Would you say, Dubo? If you put them together, about $2,000.
I brought that photo edge stuff for. I think it was. I think I brought it for about $450. I got it cheap.
That's half the price.
Yeah, I got it cheap. But yeah, most of it's still in the box. I really have not done a lot of it. But I've thrown away the lighting kit that came in the Titanic box. It's just shit.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it was more of a gimmick. Oh, you can light it up.
Yeah. I mean, Jace, whoever thought of putting those little lights around the funnels was a ridiculous idea.
Yeah, but not many people have brains.
It seems like it was just an afterthought with doing those lights around the funnels. I'm not putting them around it. I just think it's ridiculous.
I am waiting on a very important part from China 3D, the funnels.
Mm-hmm.
China 3D brought out some amazing funnels. Like, the detail is mind-blowing.
Yeah. Okay.
If you have a look at it, you'll just go, wow. Like, you compare the kit funnel to the China 3D.
Yep.
Oh.
Mm. I'm going to try and channel the light through the tube, the clear tube, where it just pokes out through the top of deck around the funnels. That's what I'm going to try and achieve with it.
Make sure that you use the blackest black you can get hold of, and then make sure you flatten the shit out of that black.
Okay.
Yeah. If it says I'm a flat black, then you get your flat clear and flatten that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because the light seepage is crazy.
Yeah.
You just, so depending if you're going photo etching the roof or whatever you're doing inside each room, but if you're not, and people just looking in like that, make sure it's black.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yep. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
The light can come, and I've seen it on a couple of channels I'm with, from the bottom of the hole that just using their standard lighting, and it's just straight up through the top.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
And you're destroying everything, all your work, by just not putting a coat of paint on it. So, Southwest Modeler, not Southwest, Midwest Model Shop.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the husband and wife team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got his cup here and their t-shirts.
Yeah, they built some outstanding stuff. Yeah.
So I followed his build for both his client and the personal build. You've got to watch that. Before you go any further on yours.
I've only just done paint the outside of the hole, and probably the propellers. That's all I've done. The rotors and stuff like that. That's all I've done.
Yeah, well, that's before you go any further.
Rotors? What rotors?
Go and subscribe to him.
Yep.
Midwest Model Shop.
Yeah, I have heard of him. I have watched some of his stuff. He gets into his models very, very detailed. He thinks about 20 steps ahead. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he gets really gritty.
And that's why my pants has been sitting there.
There's another one. What's his name? Norwegian ship modeler.
Yep.
Yeah, he's another good one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's you got to put him in the YouTube search, GB. I don't know the name of it right now. I don't have it handy. Let me look on my subscription list.
One I really like watching, particularly when it comes to photo etch, is Plunging Fire.
Oh yeah, Plunging Fire. That's another one. You're right. That's the guy that's building the. He's building that Japanese cruiser.
The way he solders that stuff together, and it's it's Mickey Mouse. It's like, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But,
So,
Guys,
what was
it's
his name
called,
again, Bilge?
I have a modelling
Yeah, you did,
question.
Harry.
All right, I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to because I found it. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's just simply Norwegian Ship Modeler.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I've got it.
Yeah,
Oh, Harry.
Yep.
and
Harry,
then Plunging
when-
Fire is the other guy.
When Nigel got hold of the Titanic, he was having kittens. He was, oh, this is wrong, and that's wrong, and this is wrong.
Hey, I'll
Yeah,
never forget the time he spiked the. Remember that, Bilge, when he spiked the flak? Remember he's building that truck that was a flak gun. It was a Does Work kit, and it was just driving him
Work.
crazy. It was driving him crazy,
He
and he's
almost
like,
bounced
"Oh,
that
this
thing off
bloody
the
thing."
wall.
Yeah. I tell you what, you got to make your models Nigel proof.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say, does fucking not work?
He's a good modeler. Nigel's a great guy. I like him. I watch his stuff all the time.
And here's another one for you, boys. And
Right.
I shared it on the
I have
video.
a dreadnought question.
Hang on. So go to Silly Solids or your $1 shop or $2
Is that your
shop in the
toothbrush?
States.
Is that what happens to your toothbrush after a couple days?
See me smile?
He doesn't have teeth, dude.
So now make sure you get a kid's toothbrush. They come in sets of 4 or whatever, like that one. But you cut them like that. You hack them at small. Now that's a really nice soft part in the middle. So as you go, it just flicks off when you're doing your weathering.
Okay.
So it grips and then gives
Yeah.
it a nice. It's just enough pressure, like on there, to give that little streaky bit to it. So
Okay. Cool.
you just hack the crap at that angle.
Yep. Yeah,
and
you
you'll
see
get the
that.
randomness that you're trying to achieve.
All right.
Or for $5 for 4 brushes or whatever it is. So
Okay. Okay.
I wore my teeth out. Thanks, Harry. Yep.
Well, all
Love
right,
your work.
guys. I'm gonna have to jump off. But Jace, is it the same link if I come in next week?
No, I'll send you the link, mate. They're all different links all the time.
Oh, okay. All right.
On the
Beautiful.
regen.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, mate,
Yep.
and thank you very much for joining us, mate. We need a wide screen next time, not.
Oh, I got to flip me. I got to flip my
Portrait.
finger around. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes. Yep. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll do that. I'll work on that, Jace.
and maybe a
Get your son
bag over the head.
to show you how.
And
See,
that
Jimmy.
scar cream, mate. You've got to give us the doctor you go to, but yeah.
Oh,
Eddie scarring.
yeah. It's all gone now. It's all good.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
beautiful,
done a
thing.
beautiful job.
Right, mate.
All
Thank
right.
you. See you next
Hey,
week.
see you, GB.
See you next
Next
week,
time,
guys.
Gary.
Bye.
See you, Jimmy.
Yeah, you're right
All
there,
right,
Harry.
I have a
He's doing
dreadnought
extra-
question.
What's that?
I have a dreadnought question.
Okay.
The ship or the
Arizona,
guitar?
the ship. Arizona, her 5-inch 40s. They all should be able to face fore and aft, yeah?
Say again.
Because in this kit, you can have the forward ones facing forward, the very aft ones facing aft, but the next set forward you can't because the molding doesn't let you.
No. Would you like me to? Again, thank you for reminding me. You'll have them before midweek. I'll get the printer down and scan it and send it to you, buddy.
Yeah, no, all good, all good. It's just that, yeah, because when she was in Pearl Harbor, her guns would not have been trained out. She would have been at harbour stations, which means all weaponry is
fore and
facing
aft.
fore and aft. Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
I'm going to have to modify the internal bulkheads on this thing. Oh, good.
You and I both know when you're in harbour stations where the big guns are trained.
No, I'm not talking about the big guns. I'm talking about the secondary, the 5-inch 40s.
Yeah. Fore and aft.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They screwed up the molding, so you can't do that.
Well, you can adjust it and make it good.
Yep, that means the saw's coming out, and I'm cutting a section of the bulkhead out and moving it.
You know?
Sounds good. Sounds like a project worthy of your time.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
Bill, do you remember, like, you know what that is?
what?
Can't see it.
Yeah, when you remember?
Oh, both are cool.
But like, I found that when we were doing drill, and you were constantly like, and when you went to open your knuckles, holy shit! Like you'd be half an hour just with your knuckles like that, Jimmy.
I'd end up getting on a
Come
getting
down.
on the edge of the table and doing those ones,
Yeah. So
and
in the
just
Royal Australian
stretch
Navy,
the
Jimmy,
fingers out.
Jim,
Yes.
You didn't
in
make
the
it
Royal
fit.
Australian Navy, that
You're like that.
you like that, you like running down the seam of your pants when you're at attention, or what they call a hoe, and they'd have you locked in like that for half an hour, and then so your fingers would release, and you could barely move your fingers. And then they say, "Grab that SLR."
You gotta do some of these.
Oh no!
No,
What?
the pain's invigorating.
Pain is stupid. Remember doing
Well,
that, people?
it's a man's life in the Royal Australian Navy.
All right, you
Chuck,
get
get better,
two
buddy.
buckets.
What about me?
Jim, get two buckets with the metal handle, no
Yeah.
plastic bit on it.
Right.
Fill them
right,
full of sand,
right.
and then hold them so that you're only like that.
In the
You know what I
first
mean?
knuckle.
Like literally in those
In
two.
there.
Yeah, holding it like that, and hold them like that for about half an hour, and then try and straighten your hands out.
Oh, my hands will break before then. With the arthritis I got going in my fingers already, shit, I'll drop
This
those
is when
things
you're
in
young,
like 10
man.
minutes.
This is when you're 19, 18, 19.
I know. I am. Yep.
And
There's
you're like-
no substitute for youth.
It's stupidity.
Hey, Buck, what about wiggling the toes and flexing the kneecaps?
Well, think about it. Think about where we're at now, guys. You know, if someone told us to do that, we tell them to piss off.
No, we'll see. I didn't know about that in recruit training, and
Yes.
I think I got about halfway through half hour standing at attention. But mind you, I wasn't the first one to go down. But I only took a knee. I didn't go flat face.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I was lucky because I was in the A-Res before. So I was used to doing drill. But so by the time I hit the RAN, well, I was good for that. But you just watch people just go.
Because you stand
It's,
perfectly still for too long, your
was
blood.
that some kind of endurance test that the
No, it wasn't a test. It was just cruelty.
I thought
if
they
you
did away
learn-
with that stuff back in the
if you learn
1800s.
to
They
wiggle
didn't
your
kill all
toes
you too, did they?
and flex your kneecaps, what that did was that helped circulate the blood back up out of your legs, which because your blood pressure drops from your head, and before you know it, you're kissing the pavement.
Yeah. So so if you made it through the 30 minutes standing at attention, what'd you get? Just more drill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bonus. No,
And you did, and not only that, but you didn't have the calic up your ass or the PO.
especially if it was a POQMG, which I had, and he was.
Okay.
Yeah, we.
Well,
So-
I'm kind of glad I chose a career as a civilian then.
But it was back in the day. It was better than Navy, and than it is now.
Yeah.
You were more of a family.
And
You were more of a
also,
family.
You weren't like even in today's defence forces. If you don't like the way you're spoken to, you can disobey a command. You don't have to do what they say. I don't like your attitude, sir. I know what I would have got. Shot.
Belt.
That would have sorted my attitude right out. Like they can hold up a card and say, you've got 15 minutes to think about the way you just spoke to me. Like, what are you going to do in war? Hang on. Time out.
Yeah.
Don't talk
I
to
don't
me
like
like
how
that.
he's shooting at me.
They're shooting at us. What do we do?
Yeah.
Shoot back.
So,
No, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
I don't think those guys like us.
yeah. He's got an attitude problem. And I don't like the way he's dressed. He
Yeah.
called me names.
Well,
Mind you, I did stir up a little bit of. There must have been some older blokes watching because I was watching one of the lives about what's happening in LA, and I don't think they should have brought the Defence Force in, but I just happened to drop the comment that someone should put some white feathers at their feet.
well, I'll tell you, it is not the
There must have been a
president.
few old timers watching because there was a few agreements.
Yeah, well, we're talking about reform needed in certain aspects of government. That's another one that needs reform because the rules that allow for that to happen, in other words, the president doing that on his own authority, are very loosely based on very old set of laws, and that needs to be reviewed and changed. You cannot have one person decide to dispatch military forces against the civilian population of your own country. That's fucking crazy.
I saw a lot of
Anyway, that's a different stream, but not this one.
That's right. That's true. Now go ahead, Jeffro. What'd you say?
I saw a lot of posts where people were saying, if you're in the military or if you know someone in the Navy and you felt that what you were being told to do was against your what do you call them? Was against no against your
Conscious?
against what you were taught when you joined, against what you're against the Constitution you signed up for, you could legitimately say, no, I don't want to do this. But then I was reading a post for they would have got their ass kicked if they told anybody about what their thoughts were.
Yeah, that sounds about right for the Marines.
They would have got a bit. No. This is just the National Guard. And if they just refused to do what they
Well, the National Guard, if I understand it right, if I understand it right, the National Guard is from state to state. So it's actually state authority that determines whether the National Guard is called out. The president alone does not have authority to do that over and above state authority, if I understand how this stuff works right. So there's a bunch of conflict going on right there because the governor of the state of California is telling you, no, that's my business, whether I want to call them out, not you. And those two are in a taffy pull regarding that. Now, as far as the Marines goes, again, that I'm not sure how that falls under the Constitution, but that has never happened as far as I remember in the longest time. The last time I think it happened was when the Army was called out during the Depression era in Washington, D.C. But I'm very fuzzy on all of this, so I'm going to stop talking right now.
There was a time when they were called to. There was a riot at Alcatraz, down the riot at Alcatraz in about 1947.
What are you doing, bud?
And servicemen from World War One, and they there was a riot with.
Oh.
So they had a lot of benefits. They were supposed to get a lot of benefits or something, and at the start of the the depression, and so the army was brought in to put them down. And so basically, active servicemen were shooting on.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about. That was like in
Veterans.
the early 1930s. Yeah, that was the that had to do with the benefits that were
Yeah.
due for servicemen.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's
I
a
didn't
pretty
know this
ugly
was the same
moment in
thing.
U.S. history. Yeah, there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
So
You want to talk about ugly history? Look up our Eureka Stockade.
what was that, Bill?
Why don't teach
Eureka
them
Stockade.
Eureka Stockade.
Stockade.
Teach kids
Yeah.
that.
I'd like to just point this out. This world and our youth of today and everybody in this world has lost. There are consequences for your actions. It's
Agreed.
everybody else's fault, not your fault. And as soon as they wake up and get slapped around the head saying, right, you can't do that.
Well, if I may say something here, Jason, I don't know about what life is like in Australia, but I see that across the board. It's not just younger people;
Well,
it's people of all age groups. My age group, older folks, younger folks. There's if you don't want to believe what you're being told, you just say it's fake news or it's fake this or it's they question the person's information. Welcome to post-truth America. That's what
welcome
I'm
to the world of today. Like,
welcome to social media.
Accept your
I hear you. I agree 100%. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
remember when we grew up and we decided to once or maybe risk our life the second time, back answer your father.
Here you go. Okay, Eureka Stockade, angry miners on Victorian goldfields revolted over miners' rights. Okay. Thank you, Jeffro. Thanks.
Jimmy, was there consequences to back answering your father, or you just didn't contemplate that?
Me? You're asking me?
Yeah.
I was told I'm your father. You listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you had decided that it was a wise idea to tell him what you thought, we wouldn't be talking right now, would we?
Wait a minute. Say that again. I'm sorry.
If you had decided in a moment of not being clear thinking, decided to talk back to him and tell him what you thought of the situation, you wouldn't be talking to me.
Well, probably not, but it was also a different era, Jason. It was also a different
that's
time.
What I'm saying. Today, you and I don't think it was a great idea to, beating the shit out of kids. But we never got beaten the shit out. But there was a consequence.
Yes,
you were reprimanded.
Yes. Well, us kids were given chores to do at home. You had specific things you had to do. And at the end of the week, you got an allowance. Well, many times I didn't get paid because my father said, and my mother told me the same thing. You didn't work. Why am I going to pay you? You didn't do what I was told you to. So you don't get it. And I griped and I moaned and I complained, but no, you're not getting paid. When you work, you'll get paid.
When here in Australia, when I did my apprenticeship as a chef before I joined the Navy, Paul, I was doing 72-hour split shift at King Cumber Hotel Motel, Mike Willis's restaurant. I got $52.56 for 72 hours work as a first year, and half of that went to board. And you didn't go, oh, do I have to? Your mother washed your clothes, ironed your clothes. They paid for your house that you were living in. They did everything else. So you didn't go, oh, geez, I'm being gift off here. Yeah. You were thankful.
The last few years I lived at home, I paid rent. Yeah. I mean, I moved out when I was in my early 20s, and the last 4 years or so, I was handing over money to mom and dad every month to pay for living there. It was time to move. When I got out, it was time to go. I mean, it helped our relationship greatly.
Same here. As soon as I started making money, I started paying board.
Yeah. And after a while,
you pay your way now, boy.
Yeah, yeah, and after a while, you just start realizing that you're bumping heads with your parents. It's time to move. And when I moved, my relationship with my parents became a lot more friendly all over again because, it was time to go. It was just that time in your life where it's like, on your own, man. That's it, and you understand what the value of a dollar and and what it means to pay your own way for everything. So,
Paul
Jeffro.
was fortunate.
Okay. I was going to say Jeffro got rid of his hat. He's got it back on. Okay.
Yeah, well, Paul was fortunate. He had an uncle called Kerry Packer. Uncle Kerry, as you like to call him.
Gotta love
I
Kerry.
wish.
Uncle Kerry Packer. God rest his soul.
Started World Series cricket.
Eh? Yep, no.
Started World Series cricket.
Actually, do you know who invented World Series cricket? Crop from Paul Hogan show.
Well, I must have missed that one. I'll have to Google it.
Yeah, hang on. Let me.
It surprised me though.
John Cornell was the inventor of World Series cricket.
Good, eh?
Kerry Packer was the backer of World Series cricket, but Strop,
Yeah, I knew that.
yeah, John Cornell was the inventor of World Series cricket.
How would he have time to think
What's that, mate?
about cricket when he's got Delvine in the background? How would he have time to think about cricket when he's got Delvine wandering around?
Because he wanted to.
Why would the man have
see
to think
how
about
she liked
cricket?
middle stump.
Yeah, what?
She liked middle stump.
Hey, what was the name of the guy who did the stretching before he came up the bat?
What's that, mate?
There was a
Merv
cricketer
Hughes.
that.
Yeah,
What's that?
Merv on it.
Merv Hughes did it in the
That's
What was
it.
that, Jimmy?
outfield.
The guy,
He did this.
yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffro just named him. Yeah, the chap who used to do the stretching before he was.
Merv.
Yeah, when he's waiting to
Merv.
come up the bat.
No, he was down. So that came about. There's down in Melbourne at the MCG, Melbourne Cricket Ground. There's a place in the crowd called Bay 13. Now, Bay 13 is for all the yahoos and crazy buggers. So Merv started doing the exercises before he started bowling. Merv was a fast bowler. And he'd do all these stretches and all that. And
Right.
the whole crowd imitated him.
Right. Yes.
So he was a fast bowler, not one of those gay batsmen. No. No. Merv was a man. And Merv was a very big man.
He's very tall. Yeah.
Yeah,
He had a very big
Merv
moustache.
would kill you. There was a umpire in England called Dickie Bird, and he's a famous umpire. He's actually a knight. They knighted him. He's Dickie Bird, and the night before England, Australia was actually going in to bowl the next day, to field and bowl the next day. But Merv had a really big Mexican dinner, and then he actually had a whole 2 tins of baked beans and bacon on top of that for breakfast. So the play starts around 10 a.m. in the mornings in a test match. And Merv was feeling a bit crook in the guts.
Yeah.
And he's come running in, and just as he's come through the bowl, he just farted. So like this is before cameras. And the umpire and the other batsmen that were there nearly vomited. So that was one of what Dickie Bird said about it. He said he could chew the air. It was that thick. He said nearly vomiting. It was just and all Merv could do was turn back and just smile at him. Going, yeah.
Yeah, that would have me full of wind too. Just the beans alone, man. Wow.
Yeah, so he had a big Mexican dinner the night before. Yes, Harry. Read his book on it, on Merv and Merv's fart that day. Yeah, it was just, and the batsman heard it. It was that loud and thick. The batsman heard it. Like,
How
the-
far is the pitcher from the batter?
22 yards.
22. Okay, yeah, 66 feet. Okay, that's
No,
about
22
that's
meters,
about
isn't it?
what it is on a yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Hang on,
Jim, you
bring
know
a picture
how
of there.
you know how bastard a lot because they consider it a really vulgar sort of an insult to call someone a bastard.
20 meters, 20.12 meters.
Yeah, that's about that's roughly 60 feet. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not 50 feet. It's 22
No, 60.
yards.
60.
60 feet's 19 metres, Jim.
Yeah.
Because I used to
Yeah.
operate a 60-foot tower.
20 meters is 60 feet. 1 meter per 3 feet.
Well,
The difference
we
is,
used to
Jimmy,
refer to our 60-footers as 19-metre towers. So
as a fast bowler, you're allowed to hit the batsman.
Okay.
I can hit you, and you don't get to walk or run. I can just hit you.
So, do you
don't
guys ever have any brawls in cricket then? Did guys like leave the benches and start beating the shit out of each other on the field?
no, it's
I'm not
AFL.
going to say
Yeah, who was that Indian batsman that was going to hit somebody?
that was Marinder Sehwag. Sorry, Chanderpool.
Double
And then
double
there
decker
was-
bus.
And there was
It wasn't
Couple of days.
a mad rooter.
Kapildev and Dennis Silly. But I'm not saying that somebody like me got in a fight on the cricket field, but it was all a misunderstanding. He was a cheat and I didn't like it. So but-
Actually, Jim, if you want to have a good giggle, at some Aussie humour, you should listen to Wired World of Sport on YouTube.
Wired World of Sports.
Wired.
Okay. All right.
WIRED.
Yeah, is that a YouTube channel?
No, it was a guy called Billy Birmingham, the 12th man, and he was able to imitate voices of famous Australian personalities, international personalities, like sporting personalities. But he also put a spin on the different names of people, not using
Like,
you know,
wasn't he a really mad rooter? Cut his arm in half and still have a scar?
Yeah, rubbish binny.
yeah. So using Indian names like Rubbish Binny or Sunil Lavakar. So it's worth watching.
Or is he still a mad rooter? Who's the brother of, was he a really mad rooter?
What do you mean, was he?
Yeah, it's funny, man. If you want to giggle at some Aussie humour and learn a little bit about cricket, because you'll actually learn a bit about cricket.
Richie
I'll see if I can make it through a match.
You'd want to see
You know what? Just so you know, there is a local interest in the game here. There apparently is going to be a 20,000 seat cricket stadium to be constructed in my township that I live in right now.
Bloody
I'm not
hell.
talking about Chicago. I'm talking about the township I live in. So apparently,
Oh, well, you
someone
better brush
or a
your
group of people has enough interest to build a cricket stadium.
you got. Let me move this over here.
I mean, it
Jim.
literally is the world's game.
It's funny, like I was watching this American baseball thing. He was using a cricket bat for the first time to hit baseballs, see how far they go. And he loved it. He was like, wow.
Oh yeah, it's a paddle. It's a paddle.
And then, it's not a paddle. It's
Compared to a baseball bat, it is.
well, if you actually put a baseball bat on it, you've only got that much more either side. Like,
Yeah.
because a baseball bat's about that round.
At the
Cricket
top,
bat's only
yeah,
that wide.
it tapers down.
Yeah, but it's all round.
Yeah, at the point where the ideally where the ball's going to make contact. You're right. It's at the widest point. Yeah.
Yeah, what's this, Jimmy? This
Yeah,
is
your
fast bowling.
contact surface area.
Yeah, what's this, Jimmy? This is why people, well, it's a different. So
Yeah, it's a different game. Yes, it's a very different game. Yeah.
here we go.
But sometimes you also notice that the batter will also, every now and again in cricket, he'll pick the bat up like he's playing baseball because he's going to go for the mega hook.
That's the world's fastest bowler. Right in the nut.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Rocky.
This is okay, Jason, but you're not showing me how the game is played.
Yeah, that's how you play it. You kill batsmen.
No.
It's a
It's
sport
like
of
watching
gentlemen,
auto
Jim.
racing. It's like watching auto racing and showing me just the crashes. I want to see how the game's played.
It's
I can see
played-
that all the time in baseball.
You'd be bored shitless.
Yeah.
No, Jeffro,
You'd be bored
he's
to
a
death.
cultured man.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm bored to death when I watch baseball too, so I guess I could put up with cricket.
Yes, there, Dom.
No, cricket's
Baseball's
much
different.
better than baseball.
Who's bailing, Paul?
Dom's left.
See you, mate.
Okay, take care,
Hopefully-
Don.
I don't know.
I read a thing last week about there was a guy on a yacht and he was sailing past Somalia and some pirates came out to him and he was able to beat him off with a cricket bat and he gave one of them brain damage and he
Good. I'm glad to hear it. He should have
Yeah.
killed all the bastards.
beat them off
He
with
should have
his
machine
cricket
gunned
bat.
them all.
Yeah.
He should have fucking machine gunned them all. Those fucking pirates. You take a carrier, you take an aircraft carrier, and you go down there and you strafe the sons of bitches, just like you did in World War II. You
listen
blow
to
the
Jimmy
fuckers
Hart.
to hell.
So Jim,
I don't know.
What I asked-
Destroyer.
you know how Americans don't use the expression bastard a lot. They don't call each other a bastard.
You're not coming through, Jeffro. You keep on breaking up.
I don't know.
Nope.
Hopefully he comes back. He's going to re-fire up.
Yeah, hopefully so. So what's he
Harry-
saying? What's he saying? Is bastard like a really bad word to call someone?
I don't know.
in
I know he
Australia?
was saying he was saying that how Americans, you don't see Americans use. Here we go.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, right.
The third time.
Close again.
You know how Americans don't use, yeah?
Coming in and out. How about you guys? Is Jeffro
Yeah,
coming?
you're dropping
through?
in and out, Jeffro.
Sorry, Jeffro.
What he's trying to say is, in America, you don't refer to each other as a bastard all the time, whereas
That's
down
right.
here, it's just, you bastard.
Right.
Killed you,
right.
mad bastard.
Okay.
I heard.
I just got-
I heard that.
Okay. all right.
I heard that Paul. Well, Paul, Bill, Jason, Jeffro. I heard that back when I was watching Monty Python when I was 9 years old. I realized how many times they said bastard in one episode.
Yeah,
Look, you
okay.
bastard! I'm not on a wire. I
Okay.
mean, I heard it over and over again. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I didn't know that. What I didn't know then, what I know now is that, the culture is similar in other parts of the empire.
Okay, so put your hand up if you can't hear me, Jim.
You froze.
Okay, so I'll tell you a story. There's a famous cricketing story. I don't know. So you can't hear me at all?
Yeah.
You're going in and out.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
a poor signal tonight, Jeffro. It's just not working for you.
Okay.
Try it by semaphore.
What did you say to me, Paulie? Put another 50 cents in the meter?
Good story.
Yep.
Pay my bill.
By the way, Jason, how many birds do you have in your room there?
Okay.
He had
Sounds
So
like a bloody pet shop.
the ones you can't hear are the budgies, mine.
Playing cricket.
So there's 4 lovebirds up the top. There's 2 lovebirds down the bottom of that cage, and a ringneck. And over there are the budgies in that cage over there. And then
You
you
got any
stand on
magpies?
no, not magpies, budgies.
No, I was going to say you got any magpies?
No, mate, you don't keep them. They're just a native bird, and you feed them here and there. And
Yeah.
kookaburras up the back. Yeah, so. And then the
I
dogs
talked my missus out of getting a king parrot once.
That was a good thought.
Yeah, fucking oath.
So you're saying that in Australia, calling someone a bastard is pretty much standard fare as far as communication.
Yeah,
Well,
you don't have
nowadays
to-
we've upped it. Nowadays, we tend to call each other caring, understanding 90s types.
body
So
line.
take the first letter from each word, put it together. You'll know what I'm saying.
Okay, England and Australia playing cricket. An English batsman complains to his captain that an Australian bowler called him a bastard.
Also, and Harry will back me up. Maybe Paul, I don't know if he knows his cricket, but Douglas Jardine was called a bastard, he was the English captain in the infamous Bodyline series. And Douglas Jardine, the captain, at the end of the game, went to the Australian dressing room and said, "I'd like to talk to you. Somebody called me a bastard." And the guy who answered the door said, "Hey, Skipper, somebody called this bastard a bastard."
Well,
you just
In
fucked that story.
1930, it was.
that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. That's good. Somebody called this bastard a bastard.
Good on you.
Yep.
Thanks,
Yeah, that's
Jason.
not a word. That's not a word that's thrown around a whole lot here in the States. Just isn't. I mean, not because people are morally
Good on you.
offended by it or anything like that. It's just not used a whole lot.
Wasting my
That's all.
fucking time. Good on you.
Yeah. I mean, what? Oh, I don't know. American culture is so fucked
you.
up.
I thought it was a different one you heard about, Jeffro.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Your signal's not working for you tonight, Jeffro. Just inconsistent. I'm
Yeah, so
sorry.
you're talking, and then you freeze, and then your audio
Might as well
comes
go.
through.
All right. Okay.
No. Give your signal a refresh.
Oh, you tried that.
No, the actual reboot the modem. Or
Oh, okay. Yeah.
reboot the Wi-Fi or whatever.
Right. Yeah, sometimes you got to go all the way down to the base signal. Yeah.
Yeah, what do I do when I get that happen here? And we've got 1,000 meg download. I turn the power off, reboot the thing at the wall, and I've got an app on my phone where I reboot the modem, and then everything else. So that's.
Oh, Jason, I was going to say, have you heard from Jim? Restorations for You? You've been in
No, I
contact
haven't
with him?
seen him put a video up for a bit. He must be working hard. So
Because he started his own paint line.
yeah, I think that was really cool.
Yeah. I haven't been in contact with him for a while. I was gonna send him a message last couple of live chats to say, hey, come on back. Jason's back up and back in control. But I haven't reached out to him. I was just wondering if you two had been in communication with each other.
I
That's all.
sent him a couple of messages. He just must be flat chat. Jeff Pro, I'll talk to you after golf tomorrow, buddy.
See you, Jeffro. Take care.
There, Jeffro.
Right, love you lots. I'm thinking we've 1 hour and 45. And you enjoy your day, Jimmy. Please be safe on this Sunday.
Thank you very much. Good
And,
seeing you guys again as usual.
Yeah, and Bill,
You've
have a
got
safe
kids,
week,
haven't you,
mate.
Jim?
I'm sorry,
To all
what's
those
that, Bill?
that just joined, sorry we're bailing. Paul, congratulations again on the grandson.
Thank you.
And we will see you all next Sunday.
Till
Thanks,
next
guys.
time, be good or be good at it.
You got it. And